evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Let each of us, in our own way, be grateful for the love that has been shown to each one of us. The graduating seniors, for the opportunities given to us to respond to that love and to share that love with others during these past 4 years. As we come to such a major stepping stone in the path of our lives, we give thanks for all of the efforts that have been poured into our lives through our parents and teachers, and the many people of this community who have done so much to encourage us and enrich our educational environment. We are also grateful for the recognition and the honors that this district has received because of the dedication and service of the students here this evening. But we know that the real fruit of our labors will be revealed as we, young men and women, move on to accomplish the goals that have been set for us. So, our offering this evening is this: that our lives will be touched in such a way that will enable us to reach our total potential, that we will seek wisdom and strength in all of our endeavors, that our eyes will be focused so that we can receive every blessing that is in store for us, and that we will always be filled with a desire to serve others. Thank you. And may your hats fly as high as your dreams. Let's go, Pens.
Please be seated. My name is Adam Heil. I had the benefit of being 2016 class president. I just have a few words to say. I'd like to just start off by personally thanking everyone who took time out of their schedules to come share this special night with us. I know almost everyone would rather be at home getting ready to watch the Pens win the Stanley Cup, but we are here. Honestly, it is quite difficult to put enough gratitude in a speech to say thank you to each and every one of you for what you've helped me achieve. Without the help of my friends and family, I'm sure I would not be here right now. To my parents, thank you for raising me to be the man who I am today. The blessings you have provided me do not go unnoticed, and I have every intention one day to give back to you everything you have given to me. To my friends, thank you as well. Thank you for making these past 4 years of high school fun. Thank you for the friendships, the dances, the everything of high school I won't forget. It feels surreal that high school is over. It feels like just yesterday I was walking the halls as a freshman trying to find my way around, and now I am only a few minutes away from actually graduating. To the class of 2016, these past 4 years have been a blur, and it all comes to a close tonight. As we sit here waiting for our names to be called, let us remember the great memories we have in this building and what it has brought to us. Some good memories, some bad, but in the end, we are still the class of 2016, and that is something that will unite us all. Tonight is the last time anyone can call us an Upper St. Clair student. And tonight is the last time that any of us would be together in the same room like this. But we should not dwell on those things. Instead, we should focus on the many lessons we learned throughout the years of high school, whether it be how to derive a function or how to fall in love for the first time. I know I've learned many lessons that I will never forget. High school was definitely a ride full of getting rowdy in the stands on Friday nights and typing papers at 2 in the morning. But honestly, I wouldn't change that for the world. Each of us experience high school a little differently, but that is what makes high school so special. We all got to choose how we want to experience things and overall determine what comes next in our lives. The next step in our lives starts after tonight, and I'm confident that all of us will do great things in the world. Everyone always asks me, what is the most important thing to remember in high school? And to me, that's just to have fun. Enjoy your time as a high school student, because before you know it, you'll be sitting here just like all of us wondering, where did the time go? Make your 4 years memorable. Go out, get wild with your friends, and then cram the night before a test, because that's okay, because it's high school. Don't have any regrets about high school, and take advantage of every opportunity you get. Now, thank you to everyone for letting me speak to you, and thank you to the class of 2016, and as well all the administration for allowing me to have the honor to be your class president. Now I'd like to introduce the school board president, Mrs. Haskell.
Thank you, Adam. On behalf of the Board of School Directors, I would like to congratulate the class of 2016. And welcome the families, friends, and Panther fans, that's for Mr. Holzer, of our graduates. Standing before you today, I can honestly say that I'm more aware than ever of how little I know. With age comes hubris, and giving a commencement speech is pretty daunting. So I established one mandate for myself: be brief. If nothing else, you will think of me fondly as you're eating on your buffalo chicken dip and cheering as the Pens score their first goal of the night. Class of 2016, you are a remarkable group. Your academic, artistic, and athletic accomplishments have been significant. You are a dream team, matriculating to schools that have every kindergarten parent in Upper St. Clair patting themselves on the back for choosing our school district. Well done. And I congratulate your parents and teachers who surely share in your success. As for your schools, I won't even attempt to list them. First, because it would violate my brevity rule, and second, because I've seen how that plays out. The speaker always leaves out a few great ones and invariably offends a few people. I'm not even going to mention my alma mater, though many consider it to be the Harvard of State College. Some of you didn't have perfect SATs or a 5.0 grade point average, but you did well, and I commend you. One of the most valuable skills in life is the ability to work hard and persist at something you find difficult. I'm speaking to the average students, the bench warmers, the chorus. If you can experience the pure joy of doing something you love without needing the validation of being the best, I'm betting you're going to be a pretty happy person. Very few of us are the best at something. I'm not. I mean, my kids give me a card every year that says, "You're the best mother," but I kind of suspect that's because Hallmark doesn't sell one that says, "You're a perfectly adequate mother. You're fine." And know this, the high school experience isn't always predictive of future success. Not all skills can be precisely tested, evaluated, measured, and standardized. The capacity for collaboration is one example. No matter how bright you are, if you don't play well with others, it's going to get tricky. If you alienate your team, you're going to have to cure cancer alone. I don't have the faintest idea what would be involved in curing cancer, but I suspect it would be really hard to do by yourself. Life can be difficult. Many of you know this already. Having navigated the social and academic trials of high school, I imagine you all have your battle scars. The best advice I can give you for shoring up your reserves for the storms and possible tsunamis in your path is to find your people, your squad, your tribe. Friends who really know you, not the Insta, Snapchatting, I'm having an awesome time all the time you, but the real you. Find a kindred spirit who has your back no matter what, whether you experience the heights of success or the depths of despair. It doesn't have to be a crowd. One or two will do, but trust me on this, you will need them. Surround yourself with people who make you better, who make you feel less alone, less scared, who hold the ladder as you climb the rungs, keeping it steady so you don't fall. Share your heart with people, even if it's been broken. Use social media carefully and never as a weapon. Be kind. So, class of 2016, I will leave you with this. Whether you had the ideal high school experience or if it was something less than that, know this. These 4 years are just a snapshot, a moment in time, one chapter. You have all the time, space, energy, and opportunity to write your story. You each have something meaningful to say. Discover your voice and trust it. And always know that this is your home, even if you're running away from it as fast as you can. We will be here in your corner, cheering you on and waiting with bated breath to see the magic you create. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mary Cagini.
I've lived in the same house for almost 18 years, yet my mind has not always resided there. It has roamed the minds of brilliant thinkers, from Vonnegut to Dickens, Kerouac to Dostoevsky. My perception has traveled vastly abroad. My brain has been stretched to all corners of the world, unable to shrink back to its original size. Yet my body has always remained that mac and cheese colored house on top of a cul-de-sac in Upper St. Clair. Upon entering high school, I wore low ponytails, pre-wrap headbands, and some type of hoodie and sweatpants daily. Going into senior year, I cannot say much has changed, at least on the outside. Yet mentally, I've become ages different. Let me explain. Freshman year, my identity was extremely simple to follow and to identify. Basketball, breakfast sandwiches, and fitting in. My entire thought process revolved around these three things. Instead of worrying about our futures, the vast majority of us were probably more concerned about homecoming and walking on the right side of the hallway. As freshmen, I believe our gaze fell upon becoming a part of something. We all wish to become part of an identity, the Upper St. Clair student section. Sophomore year is usually referred to as the forgotten year in high school, but instead for me, it was the most trying. I lost my father. No, I'm not sharing this statement for sympathy or condolences, but to prove a point. In high school, we all face some type of adversity. Some of us face hardships at home, at school, with friends, and sometimes the hardest battles are with ourselves. Right now, think back to that challenge, whatever it may be. Then look where you're sitting, what you're wearing. Also think about who was there for you for that challenge, whether it was a friend, family, teacher, coach, anyone. For me, I was and still am in awe for everyone at school who has stood by me. Be it that teacher who never said anything to me but always offered a smile when I couldn't. The school counselor who let me sit in her office no matter the time of day, or the student in my history class that, even though we rarely spoke, took notes for me. That challenge showed me we are all a part of something bigger, something greater than we could be alone. And to each student here, that adversity did not stop you. It did not hold you back. You are here. We are all here as the USC student section. Congratulations. We made it. Junior year revolved around SAT, ACT prep. Taking the SAT and ACT, probably the hardest course load of our lives, and mulling over the idea of what we want to do with our lives for the next 4 years. In other words, junior year was a breeze. If it hadn't been for coffee, pickleball, and our pets, I don't think many of us would have made it through that year. But once again, congratulations. We made it through that too. And lastly, senior year. A few words sum up this year. That would be emotional, thanks to college applications, exhausting, thanks to teachers never easing up on us and always pushing us, and rewarding. Rewarding in every meaning of the word. I believe this year, friendships have been tested and strengthened. My friends that I've become close with this year are some of the niftiest people I've met. Rewarding in the way that we all graduated. We finished high school. But most importantly, would be the relationships we built. Every struggle, every challenge, every football game, and every homecoming dance. We did it all together. We, the class of 2016. Congratulations, and stay classy, Panther fans. It is now a privilege to introduce the next speaker, valedictorian, and my friend, Michael Nasdaq.
Where do we come from? What are our roots? Today here at graduation, we stand on the shoulders of giants. The teachers who encouraged us to inquire further, the parents who put up with and calmed our teenage stubbornness and angst, the mentors and coaches who pushed us beyond what we thought our limits were. Yet, in addition to the giants in our personal lives, we stand on the shoulders of the great innovators of our time. In September 1997, around the time when many of us were being born, the Google search engine went online for the first time. Today, we can Google whatever our hearts desire and get billions of related web results in less than a second. Before Google and other internet search engines, if we ever wanted to know something, we would have had to go to the library, and hopefully find a book closely enough related to what we wanted to know. We now have the entirety of human knowledge at our fingertips, and it is only in these past 18 years that this has become a reality. In April 2003, when we were all in kindergarten and those at Baker were singing Puff the Magic Dragon with Mrs. Lacey, the Human Genome Project, which mapped out all of the genes that make up the human body, was completed after 13 years of collaborative international work. We have been able to better understand diseases and better link DNA mutations to different forms of cancer as a result. And modern medicine hasn't been the same since. In June 2007, after we just finished 4th grade and had studied crabs and caterpillars in our classrooms, the first iPhone was released. 2 years later, after climbing Mount Davis at Deer Valley and leaving Boyce, the first Samsung Galaxy came out. By the time we reached high school in 2012, our flip phones and keyboard phones were slowly waning in favor of smartphones. And now, they're everywhere. With these tiny devices that fit in our pockets, we can take HD pictures, use the internet, communicate with anyone across the globe at the speed of light, and keep track of where we are using GPS satellites in space. Our smartphones today are over 100 million times more powerful than NASA's computers in 1969 that put 2 men on the moon. The list of life-changing advances in our lifetime goes on, but the list of giants does as well. And it goes back even further in time. All the great leaders, philosophers, scientists, thinkers in human history are part of our origins and progress today. And we also stand on the shoulders of the names of people we don't know and never will know. The hunter-gatherers, the farmers, the workers, the people who kept our ancestral lines alive over the course of mankind. The earth itself and life have also changed drastically. From the changes in the composition of the atmosphere to the shifts in the planet's tectonic plates. Okay. Our planet has grown side by side with the development of life. But even more, the elements that we all know so well, from the nitrogen in our DNA to the oxygen in our lungs, were made from the remnants of supernovas, exploding stars. We are, as the late astronomer Carl Sagan said, made of star stuff. With a universe over 13 billion years old, filled with billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, there is much grandeur to the cosmic shoulders on which we stand. Clearly, we have quite the legacy to live up to. But we are living during an exciting age, and our future seems bright. Artificial intelligence is rapidly improving. We are learning more and more about how our brains work. Renewable energy solutions are becoming increasingly promising. The advancement of medicine is letting us live longer and healthier lives. The first Martian will be in our lifetime. At the same time, we hold a big responsibility. We are at a crossroads where we determine the future, where the fate of mankind rests in our hands. As developed as we think we have become, we as a species are in constant conflict around the globe. Conflict fueled by national and ethnic tensions on a planet whose country's borders can't even be seen from space. And global warming is perhaps the largest threat to our continued long-term survival. Last year was the warmest year in recorded history. The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing at a yearly rate that has doubled in the last 50 years. The global sea level has risen about 70 millimeters since we were born. Our planet isn't going anywhere, but we very well could. In the encompassing vastness of space, there is no greater vulnerability to our existence on our lonely rock than our own self-destruction. The Earth is our only home, so we must preserve it and keep it habitable for us and all of life on the planet. But we have great potential in our graduating class of 2016. Future engineers who designed and launched their own rockets, award-winning actors who make strides in the fine arts, tomorrow's doctors who have shadowed at hospitals and already perform medical research, statewide and nationally recognized orators who become future government leaders. We all have aspirations to make a positive difference in the world, and I know that we can help drive mankind forward. Now, let's not forget where we come from and where we should be going. Rather than waste our heritage, let's shape a future worthy of continuing that legacy. Let us become giants upon whose shoulders the future generations can stand. Thank you. I'd like to now introduce Leah Day. Thank you.
When I was in 8th grade, I did not yet attend public school. I went to Hillcrest Christian Academy, and at Hillcrest, it was tradition for each of the 8th grade graduates to give a short speech at graduation. I would like to repeat to you now the sentiment that I began with during my 8th grade speech. When this is over, there will only be after. There will never again be before or during. After the ceremony, our time at Upper St. Clair High School is officially over. We will never be able to return to the experience and state of mind of existing before or during high school. The same is true for our entire lives. We will never be able to return to our previous selves. We must always press forward. But as we move on, we must also reflect. I think that on such an important day as today, perspective is important, and while statistics are sometimes difficult to wrap our minds around, they lend us a new perspective and a chance to reflect. According to the World Food Program, there are 795 million people in the world who do not have the food to live a healthy lifestyle. Also, according to the United Nations, 60 million primary school-age children are not in school. And here, in Upper St. Clair, we attend a high school with 5 cafeteria lines. We are blessed to attend a high school in which teachers are invested in their students, parents are supportive, and friends wish for us the very best. And yet, we complain about having to take gym, about our classes, about finals, and about SATs. But we're only human. My point isn't to discuss our flaws. My point is this: we, the class of 2016, have been given a bright future in a world where so much darkness exists. I say that we have been given a bright future because we have been handed the opportunity to go to Upper St. Clair High School. If we are being honest with ourselves, we will probably admit that we never asked for this opportunity or worked for it. We might not even deserve it, but here we are. And I strongly believe that there must be a reason that we are here. Each of us can make a mark on the future that no one else can. Think about that. In a world of 7 billion people, no one has your exact background, your exact beliefs, your exact dreams. No one else can do what you have been given the opportunity to do and the means to accomplish it. Even one person changes a statistic. What statistics will you change? What will you choose to become a part of? Some of these questions are beginning to be answered with the start of college. Some are yet mysteries. But this I know: if we always view the future as a distant dream, then the goals that we wish to achieve in our future will never become realities. We must think of our future as simply an extension of the present. And in thinking this way, our future becomes now, not after this ceremony, not on the first day of college, but right now in this moment. My hope for my classmates is that we have the strength to use our uniqueness to our full potential. For each of us, to combine our unique individual backgrounds, talents, ideals, and dreams, and in doing so, become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Upper St. Clair students are known for accomplishing great feats in short periods of time. I know I'm not alone when I say that on multiple occasions, I have crammed for a test or an essay or a project before. Admittedly, sometimes cramming fails. But if we have become so good at delivering excellence in such short periods of concentration, then imagine what we are capable of doing in our entire lifetimes. Remember, when this is over, there will only be after. There will never again be before or during. After this, it's time to go out into the world, a world of statistics and a world of opportunities. So on this day, I ask you to do one thing: make your after count. Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce the principal of Upper St. Clair High School, Dr. Angelo.
Good evening. Students, parents, family members, friends, and distinguished guests, welcome to the 2016 Upper St. Clair High School Commencement Ceremony. I'm truly honored and excited to be presiding over this special occasion as the principal of Upper St. Clair. Graduating class of 2016, I am so very proud of you. As a senior class, you have been a high-achieving, resilient group of leaders. I'm so thankful to be able to say that I am your principal, and I am proud to present you today to the Superintendent, Dr. O'Toole, and the Board of School Directors. At the start of your senior year, we established an understanding of two principles: you matter, and we are a team. Although it may have seemed difficult to believe that your words and actions were significant in a school the size of Upper St. Clair High School, or odd to have your principal speak to you as a teammate, you consistently embraced and exemplified these two principles. You modeled for underclassmen that what you do and say impacts others, and consequently, you modeled the importance of being a positive contributing member of our team. Today, I am pleased to present a team of students who recognize the impact they can have on friends, family members, peers, strangers, and even themselves. The class of 2016 quietly led our underclassmen and displayed courage, hard work, respect, and excellence. And when faced with difficulty, this team of students displayed resilience and toughness. Our students will leave here today and head in different directions. Some will pursue a four-year degree or an associate's degree. Some have chosen to enter the workforce, and some have made the honorable decision to serve our military. No matter the choice, these students are well prepared for the trials of our global society. And it is true, I'm very proud of our students for their preparation, but I am most proud of who they are as people. Students, with the help of your parents, teachers, and friends, you have become accomplished, thoughtful, and compassionate people who are well aware and eager to address the challenges that we face in the world today. So graduating class of 2016, enjoy this grand moment of achievement and be proud of what you have accomplished, but also be grateful for the support that you have received over your lifetime. You have learned to become a positive, contributing member of a team. So before you set off to change the world, spend some time with your family. Tell and then show your parents or guardians that you love them. And take a moment to be a positive, contributing member of your family. Class of 2016, congratulations. Thank you. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Patrick O'Toole.
Thank you, Dr. Angelo. And on behalf of Dr. Saritsky, Dr. Razzo, and the leadership team of Upper St. Clair, we congratulate you for your leadership and your team, Dr. Wagner, Ms. Musamelli, Mr. Beck, the faculty and staff, for your very successful first full year as a leadership team of the high school. I wish to thank those who made this ceremony possible, especially our class sponsors, Sheila Lloyd and Danny Holzer. Since Sheila is retiring from her position, this is her final commencement to plan at USC. I'm sure that is why we had this perfect day. Sheila has worked with the district since 1988. Thank you, Sheila, and best wishes to you. Thanks to our student speakers and class officers for your fine work, and to Mr. Paquel and our student musicians. Thanks to all those who prepared the stadium for this event. Thanks to the board, administration, faculty, staff, and the families and friends of our graduates. But most of all, I thank you, class of 2016, for all that you've done to maintain and elevate the rich tradition of educational excellence at Upper St. Clair High School. Before I begin my formal remarks, I want to recognize a special milestone and a night full of history and tradition. We have one of our graduates who is a third-generation graduate of Upper St. Clair High School. And as far as we know, may be the first. We don't have an official way of tracking that except for people letting us know. But Lauren Hamill's grandfather, Milt, graduated in the second graduating class in 1961. Her father, Brad, graduated in 1989. Her mother, Michelle Donovan Hamill, graduated in 1990. And Michelle's graduating tonight, or Lauren is graduating tonight, and her brother is entering the high school next year. So the Hamill family has the classes of 61, 89, 90, 16, and 20 covered. Congratulations to them and their fine tradition. This is my 10th opportunity to address a USC graduating class. Tonight I will talk to you briefly about two of your constant companions, your inner voice and your inner critic. Increasingly, these two companions seem to show up like the cat in hat and his friends, thing one and thing two, sometimes wreaking havoc and sometimes cleaning things up. As a friendly companion, this inner voice has helped you make good decisions, keeping you safe as you grew through childhood, adolescence, to the young adults you are today. In fact, your parents counted on this inner voice to keep you safe when they were not around, hoping your inner voice sounded a lot like their voice. Researcher J.D. Crumboltz found that this inner voice will influence your career decisions. He labels this voice a self-observation generalization that informs you that you have the skills, the interest, and the inclination it takes to be an accountant, doctor, teacher, nurse, entrepreneur, or whatever career you choose. But Crumboltz cautions that this voice, this self-observation, can also be an inhibitor to your decision-making. It may limit your choices and potential for fear of stepping outside of your self-observation, or because you may be making an inaccurate self-observation. Author and researcher Tara Moore calls this limiting version of your inner voice your inner critic. Moore suggests that there may be several forms of fear at the core of your inner critic, whether it be fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of controversy, self-doubt, or even fear of being alone. Moore suggests several tools to help us manage the influence of our inner critic. I will focus on just one. She suggests that we learn to unhook from criticism and praise. In case you didn't realize it, these past 13 years, the school setting tends to provide plenty of criticism and plenty of praise toward all of us. Fear of criticism, Moore posits, may hold you back at times. Therefore, it will be important for you to recognize and manage this fear. On the flip side of criticism, many of you have grown accustomed to receiving praise. An unhealthy reliance on praise, according to Moore, may prevent you from stretching in new directions, moving lateral at times instead of up, or attempting innovation, or experiencing the unknown out of fear that you will no longer be praised. The upshot is that your friendly inner voice may help you by warning you of the risks, but while your inner critic may hold you back out of the fear of those risks. But do not let fear imprison you to your comfort zone. As the Dalai Lama once said, take into account that great love and great achievements involve risk. My final suggestion is to allow your inner critic to be present, but have a conversation with it. In that dialogue, tell your inner critic that as a graduate of Upper St. Clair High School, you are prepared for risks, uncertainty, and new experiences as a student, as an employee, as a family member, and as a citizen of our great country. Dr. Angelo?
It is now my pleasure to present to you a team of outstanding men and women who will distinguish themselves and contribute to the pride and prestige of Upper St. Clair High School. Dr. O'Toole, as the principal of Upper St. Clair High School, I do hereby certify that all students gathered before us have met the requirements for graduation as mandated by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Upper St. Clair Board of School Directors. Dr. O'Toole, I present to you the Upper St. Clair High School class of 2016.
Class of 2016, with the authority vested in me as superintendent and in the name of the Board of Directors, the administration, and the faculty of the school district of the Township of Upper St. Clair, I solemnly and publicly confer upon you the degree recommended by your principal, Dr. Louis Angelo. On behalf of the Upper St. Clair School District and community, I offer you good fortune and the best wishes of your alma mater now and forever.
First row. You go first.
Adam Joseph Heil, Senior Class President.
John Carl Macero, Senior Class Vice President.
Austin John Epler, Senior Class Treasurer.
Lydia Anastasia De La Pera, Senior Class Secretary.
Christopher Louis Adamo, Valedictorian.
Theodore Alexander Galamus, Student Council President.
Emily Ruskin Hobart, Valedictorian.
Andrew Michael Berlin, Valedictorian.
Mary Elizabeth Lucas, Valedictorian.
Michael Nastak, Valedictorian.
Akshay Prasadan, Valedictorian.
Christina Park, Valedictorian, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Jacob Angelo Ribery, Valedictorian.
GT Vinod Punjabi, Valedictorian.
Mariah Elisa Savinol, Valedictorian, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Madeline Claire Rocks, Valedictorian.
Catherine Lily Starr, Valedictorian.
Bennett Henry Sneath, Valedictorian.
Mark Robert Vla, Valedictorian.
Rachel Paula Van Ryzen, Valedictorian, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Zoe Elise Coonsley, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Hannah Eloise Wilding, Valedictorian.
Alyssa Christina Montgomery, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Jacob Connor Howman, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Zachary Christopher Reamer, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Hunter Dalton Lanceman, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Soma Srinivasan, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
VDK Shaw, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Arya Vijay Wadke, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Anna Sophie Emma Vanderpool, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Anthony Michael Abenati.
Carissa L. Lavazzoli.
Christopher Allen Abraham.
Zachary Thomas Laser.
Abram Akubwa.
Keith William Leckenby.
Samantha Taylor Amos.
Alexander Ray Lindstrom.
Isaac Thomas Andreas.
Allison Marie Lippert.
Gabriel Livingston Azar.
Kevin Liu.
Zachary David Babbitt.
Jacob Nicholas Luca.
Adam Arthur Baltatat.
Alexander R. Lugaris.
Rachel Elizabeth Bash.
Gunnar Lund.
Peyton Delaney Bayer.
Paul P. McClin.
Brianna Luce Bayless.
Robert Thomas Mackey.
Ryan William Bentley.
Charlotte E. Madsen.
Matthew Robert Bernhardt.
Evan Joseph Esposito Mamikos.
Anna Alexandra Billadu.
Abigail Eden Marsh.
Benjamin Colby Bloss.
John Andre Martin.
Charles H. Blythe.
John A. Maruski.
Guanjen Bo.
Megan Van Almen Matheny.
Brendan James Anton Boetker.
Kira Noel Mays.
Joseph Anthony Benasso IV.
Liam Miles McClellan.
Paige Elizabeth Borst.
Lucy Quinn McKeever.
Amanda Nicole Bradley.
Madeline Marie McKeever.
Justin Lawrence Brandwine.
Alyssa Lee McKenzie.
Connor James Brennan.
Sarah Catherine McKenzie.
Emily Marie Brinsky.
Lee McClendon.
Mara Allison Brody.
Allison Grace Messenier.
Eliza Ruth Brufsky.
Claire Arden Mesco.
Grace H. Burton.
Tyler Ann Mishner.
Hannah Elizabeth Cafaro.
James Francis Miller.
Joseph James Callahan.
John Chase Miller.
Aubrey Kathleen Carson.
Jaden Ashley Fabi Millerino.
Mia Teresa Seminero.
Jonavi Mitchell.
Z. Chen.
Amanda C. Middleman.
Michael Edward Shervinick.
Mary Grace Molatoris.
Lindsay Jane Choate.
Thomas Anthony Malone.
Kevin Robert Chrisis.
Scott J. Moskal.
Zachary Robert Christensen.
Callan Jean Mulhern.
Maxwell Aaron Cohen.
Brianna Elizabeth Murgy.
Michael N. Collian.
James Patrick Murphy.
Morgan Wilson Collins.
Jessica Aaron Murphy.
Matthew D. Colton.
Benjamin Isaac Nadler.
Caitlin Bronder Conwell.
Zachary Michael Nahorski.
Bryce Allen Cook.
Shane William Nedley.
Callista L. Courtney.
Madeline Mercedes Opelt.
Jadlyn Crisanti.
Giovanni Pietro Orsini.
Mary Catherine Cugini.
Aaron M. Picalo. Anthony Augustine Maisie.
Benjamin Dagnall.
Vincent Anthony Palm.
Dawson Lee Davis.
Rashab Patel.
Leah Margaret Day.
Zachary Pateras.
Madison Degnan.
Aaron Macy Pat.
Emily Ann Julius.
Perry Smith Patterson.
Catherine Ann Deloe.
Joseph D. Paul.
Rachel Brack Demar.
Alexandra Joe Peck.
Daniel Paul D'Amelio.
Gino Vincenzo Pizzone.
Melody Violet Dietrich.
Noah David Pastorius.
Sean Joseph Dixon.
Zachary David Plateau.
Matthew H. Doherty.
Jacqueline M. Pribish.
Sierra Nicole Ires.
Bradley M. Pushkar.
Quentin Conrad Elskin.
Caitlin Powles.
Elizabeth Boyle Engel.
Kira Powles.
Jonathan David Evans.
Benjamin Turner Queen III.
Matthew Maitland Finnell.
Sarah Nicole Quinto.
Matthew Nicholas Farah.
Pedro Daniel Quiroga.
Jason Thomas Faree.
Emma Caroline Raybold.
Daniel Edward Ferris.
Jessica Nicole Rock.
James Dennis Ferry.
Raman Horace Rahman.
Emma Lynn Field.
Ajenke Rai.
Matthew John Finn.
Teresa Ann Raynone.
Catherine Chiesa Finneran.
Kara Rose Ravazio.
Mara Catherine Flaherty.
Jake Reinhardt.
Mira Marie Fontana.
Benjamin Philip Rieker.
Stephen Thomas Fontanella.
Jordan Joseph Rongus.
Brandon Marshall Ford.
Conan Patrick Rooney.
William Jacob Friedlander.
Grace Ann Rosello.
Emma Ann Galligan.
Brett Franklin Ross.
James Grant Gamir.
Bradley Quinn Ross.
Ram Ganakota.
Jacob Glenn Ross.
James Raymond Garuba.
Pushkin Roy.
Jacob John Gearing.
Scott R. Russell.
Allison Catherine Geisler.
Jordan P. Rust.
Zachary Andrew Gerlach.
Robert M. Segi.
Kara Ann Gisselson.
Matthew Joseph Salerno.
Mahir A. Gite.
Jackson K. Sandusky.
Aaron Ray Graham.
Brendan Lawrence Scanlon.
Benjamin Joseph Greenberg.
Joshua R. Schlichting.
Martha Elizabeth Groninger.
Haley Grace Schlossler.
Catherine Ann Guzzi.
Mary E. Schmidt.
Lauren Elizabeth Hamill.
Zachary Robert Schuller.
Dylan Richard Harding.
Adam Jeffrey Seaton.
Ryan Nicholas Harkleroad.
John
Ryan Daniel Harris.
Matthew David Shear.
Dalton Daniel Harrison.
Hannah Elizabeth Shepard.
Adam Lawrence David Hart.
Randy Aaron Silverman.
Brittany Ann Hartman.
William Slater III.
Emma Margot Haskell.
Craig Vitia Small.
Michael Nathan Haverlack.
Michael W. Smith.
Zachary James Heckler.
Jordan F. Smith.
Charles Dean Hendricks IV.
Jessica Lee Sauerbeer.
Jula Della Harold.
Michael Francis Stemler.
William Scott Hirsch.
Alexandra Renee Steve, Superintendent's Academic Achievement Award recipient.
Ross Robert Hollub.
Alex James Stevens.
Philip Humbert.
Sean Patrick Stevenson.
Elijah C. Ilanusi.
Evan Keith Strain.
Sam Newman Impelliceri.
Sarah A. Strain.
Juliana Marie Ioli.
Jeffrey Tarby.
Vanya P. Jakes.
Isabel Dorothy Tarkson.
Deontay Emmanuel Johnson.
Victoria Beatrice Teep.
Laura Grace Johnson.
Good luck to you. Noah Christopher Thomas.
Jack Ryan Johnston.
Benjamin Kenneth Tobias.
Chelsea Lynn Johnston.
Rebecca Lee Topel.
Julie Marie Joyce.
Hannah Taylor Tiger.
Melina Rose Kaduk.
Riley Peter Urbano.
Michael Stephen Castle.
Alexis Marie Venturini.
Kelly Jean Kaufman.
Ashley Nicole Venturini.
Connor Keefe.
Bradley William Vespa.
Cadrin Josephine Keller.
Nicholas Ryan Vergie.
Riley Marie Kelly.
Douglas Edward Wagner.
Emily Lou Kennedy.
Nicholas Jared Wagner.
Sarah Elizabeth Kerman.
Stephen R. Wagner.
Leah Marin Kern.
Elena Carolyn Winona.
Grant Thomas Ketchum.
Connor Peterson Walsh.
Abdul Kabir Khan.
Olivia Lachey Walton.
Daniel C. King.
Lucas Charles Watts.
Samuel J. King.
Richard Alexei Waltzloff.
Aileen M. Klein.
Reese Wells.
Danae Christine Kmatz.
John Campbell Wirtz.
Dylan Alexander Knox.
Gregory Joseph Wharton.
Joshua Robert Cook.
Andrew Carl Wheeler.
Devin Nicole Connick.
Ryan P. White.
Nathan W. Craw.
Courtney A. Williams.
Molly Elizabeth Krozik.
Braden Carter Wong.
Rohith Krishnan.
Patrick Brian Woomer.
Antonio V. Lagatuda.
Barrett Matthew Weiland.
Krithana Laka.
Rachel Ann Yakima.
Michelle Lau.
Michael Daniel Urena.
Amar I. Hoff.
Emily Joy Yost.
Bradley Michael Boyle.
Anna M. Zacher. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduated class of 2016. Congratulations.